TGIF, it's a Friday, May 16th, 2025, the Day Weather Podcast brought to you by ConversCountyTourism.com. Feel the energy of Converse County. Explore Douglas's Railroad Heritage, Ayers Natural Bridge, and the Jackalope Legend. Glen Rock boasts scenic trails, dinosaur history, and small town charm. Plan your visit at ConversCountyTourism.com. Well, we're going to be in a busy weather pattern, not so much today. Today, it'll still be raining for you folks up in the Dakotas, extreme northeastern Wyoming and far eastern Montana. Elsewhere, still windy areas. Sorry to say, it's early in the day where the wind will be at the worst. Winds are actually going to ease tonight and into Saturday. So rain in the north, few showers elsewhere. Winds are going to stay gusty until easing up later on today and tonight. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms Saturday. Saturday is what I would call a very typical spring day. It's going to be mild, mix of clouds and sun, but we start to see instability growing in the west on Saturday. So shower and scattered thunderstorm activity will pop, especially over near the higher terrain areas. Then as that next Pacific low comes in, showers and thunderstorms really expand in many areas Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. We'll kind of spend some time on Sunday. If you're a weather watcher, cloud watcher, some of you will have some interesting weather to watch Sunday into Sunday night. Now, we could see significant rain and, yes, even some snow Monday and Tuesday in parts of Wyoming, parts of Nebraska, South Dakota again, and parts of Montana. Basically, a lot of the same areas that are getting wet now are going to get wet again when we have this next system roll on through. Some great photos coming in over the last 24 hours. A beautiful shot there. Boy, look at that beautiful shot of the shower in the Yampa Valley there north of Hayden, Colorado. Those showers yesterday were pretty numerous in many areas. Their bark was worse than their bite, but those showers popped up and made for some beautiful scenes from near Hayden, Colorado to around the Lake McConaughey, southwest Nebraska area and along the Idaho-Wyoming border. And this is from the day before, traveling from Rifle back over the divide, the snow in the high country. And a lot of the mountains did see over the last 24 to 48 hours a little bit of snow up high, especially in the mountains of northern and central Colorado and southern Wyoming. There's another shot of yesterday's shower activity moving across the region. How's that for a double rainbow up there by the Cody area yesterday in those showers? And this was taken a little bit earlier in the week of the full moon in Sublette County, Wyoming. Boy, look at that. That's a gorgeous shot. And speaking of gorgeous shot, the meadowlark are out. They're a little bit hard to capture. They don't sit still very long, but thanks, Carl, for sending that on in. We go from wildlife photos to a satellite photo, and there's a nice curl there, that storm, now in western Minnesota and the Dakotas. We have what we call a deformation zone here on the back side of the system, producing just very good and very beneficial rain. Just a steady, moderate rain underneath this cloud shield right up here. And of course, if you're underneath the low or on the back side of it, you're in the strong west to northwest flow and you just get a lot of wind. And that'll be the case today. Now, out in the Pacific, we had a really nice swirl to show you a couple of days ago. Now the trough is getting a little bit elongated. We talked about how the trough was going to get stretched out, a little bit disorganized, and that's certainly the case. But all of this massive instability and cloudiness is headed southeast and will be making the weather change as we get into Sunday and Monday. So there's the low along the Dakota-Minnesota border area. You can't see it very well defined right now because that low is getting stretched out. But with this high here, that will direct this area of low pressure into the western United States. So through midnight tonight, there's that deformation zone and that steady rain from North and South Dakota on the backside of it up there. So very beneficial rains for those folks up there. Here's a few widely scattered showers that will develop elsewhere, mainly over the higher terrain, nothing to write home about. There's the wind. Now this is between early this morning and noon today. So you can see very windy on the backside of the system for another day. West of the divide, you folks get a little bit of a break. The winds finally ease up, but east of the divide, still very windy. But look what happens by this evening and overnight. By tomorrow morning, the winds drop considerably. So Saturday morning, you're going to see a nice drop off in the wind. Then we go into the weekend. As we get into Sunday, we mentioned Sunday will be a fun day if you're a weather watcher. Well, we have this elongated trough, and we've been talking about this little low. We call it a vorticity maximum, a spinning column of air that's trying to become an upper level low. But these two systems, since the trough is split into two pieces, you have to deal with not one storm per se, but kind of two within one. This wave, as it comes through the Great Basin, then curls up to the northeast, is going to cause a lot of instability and shower and thunderstorm activity. Let's first talk about Saturday. Saturday, we start to get a little bit of moisture instability, and so we're going to see some showers and thunderstorms. You can see down here in Texas, but here we start to see a feed of moisture coming up along the Front Range and some instability along I-80 here. So Saturday afternoon, we're going to see some showers and thunderstorms pop, especially over southern Wyoming, northeastern Utah, back over eastern Idaho, and along the Front Range. This is more of your garden variety afternoon shower or thunderstorm pattern. Then on Sunday into Monday, this is by Monday morning, this right here is this right here. Swings through up to the north like that. As that happens, what we do is we start to see showers and thunderstorms develop by as early as noon Sunday. So late Sunday morning into the noon hours Sunday, the clouds are already going to be building. We're already going to be looking at showers and thunderstorms over the northern panhandle, western areas of South Dakota. And what we have is a lot of instability. Sunday is going to be starting a little bit warmer with the approaching trough and the cold air aloft with it. We have a lot of instability. What I'm showing you here, I'm going to show you two parameters we use in thunderstorm forecasting. One is what's called the K index, which is a measurement of how unstable the atmosphere is. What do I mean by unstable? What I mean by unstable is that the air wants to go up. There wants to be vertical motion in the atmosphere. There's also the equation of moisture into this as well, and how much the air changes from the ground to high above us. If it gets colder from the ground up high rather steeply, that gives you a lot of instability. And what we have is we have this clustering right here by noon Sunday into Sunday afternoon, and a clustering right here, then along the edge of the trough back here of a lot of instability. So what's going to happen is you're going to see a rapid explosion of towering cumulonimbus clouds, a big growth of cloud building, and then these are going to lead to some areas of showers and thunderstorms Sunday afternoon and evening into Sunday night. This is what's called CAPE, Convective Available Potential Energy. That's the acronym. And you can see there's a lot of CAPE. You can see down here, this is what you get down in that part of the country where you just get explosive, at least explosive potential for thunderstorm development. These numbers don't necessarily mean it's going to rain on you, but when you start getting into these shaded areas, you're getting into the potential for thunderstorms to grow and get going. So if we look at the thunderstorm lightning forecast, this is where it's predicting lightning to be. This is by 6 p.m. Sunday. So we are going to see an area of showers and thunderstorms develop here, then move north as the trough moves north. And then by Sunday night, midnight, we see a coalescence of the showers and thunderstorms kind of getting organized in west central and western Nebraska, up into southwest South Dakota and far northeastern Colorado. So Sunday, really from about noon to early Monday morning, things are going to get very busy with showers and thunderstorms in these areas. And by Monday morning, the showers and thunderstorms are going to be shifting a little bit more to the east into South Dakota and Nebraska. If we look at the precipitation potential with this second wave, once again, it's the areas that just got very wet are going to get very wet again. So this area right here has got the best potential, according to the European model, to see, look at these rain totals again. So this is not just what's happening now up there, it's going to happen again. Northeastern Wyoming, parts of Montana, you're going to do very, very well. Now, there's going to probably be more rain than the model is showing here if you're under one of the stronger thunderstorms Sunday afternoon and evening. The trick is you got to be under one. If you're under one, you're probably going to get more rain than the model is showing. But again, it's a thunderstorm pattern, so there's always winners and losers. If we look at what we would call the national blend of all the models, it's basically in good agreement. It's showing this area right here is going to do the best in terms of the heaviest precipitation. So these are going to be some really impressive amounts of rain. And this is just a model. It's not going to account for the areas that might get more or less, but it's going to be another widespread event. And look at the temperature anomaly by Monday afternoon. It's going to get a lot colder. Cold enough? Look at the Black Hills. I think this is definitely up here, especially in the northern areas. The snow levels are going to get down pretty low with this system coming on through. And it's going to draw in some colder Canadian air. So Monday and Tuesday is rather raw, with the snow levels getting lower, areas of rain showers, and much colder temperature readings. So we've been doing this all week, so we'll continue it for one more day. There's still, I think, enough disagreement and enough of the fact that this is a disorganized system that leads to less confidence in the really fine details. But the European models, both the deterministic and the AI, are pretty much in agreement with this two-barreled area of low pressure system. So when we take a look at the other models, there's a European suite. The GFS is similar, but notice it's got a more southern extent of the low back into Utah, but it's in good agreement with what's coming up through Sunday into Monday. What could end up happening, if you look at the Canadian model, it wants to take a lot more energy down towards the Grand Canyon area as compared to the European. And so we'll throw out the Canadian model. But one thing that we may see as we get into Monday night and Tuesday, this is by Tuesday morning, it kind of hangs around. So there could be some wobble with this system, and the counterclockwise circulation may keep precipitation going up into the northeastern areas of Wyoming, into Nebraska, into South Dakota, east central Wyoming along the border area here. It may hang on the moisture a little bit longer than some forecasts are suggesting, and that's something we'll take a look at Monday morning. We gave you a sneak peek into the Memorial Day weekend. We'll do it again today. It shows high pressure and a mild pattern developing in, but now what the trend is that the high pressure is what we call a dirty high pressure ridge. What do I mean by a dirty high pressure ridge? Well, it means high pressure, warmer weather, some sunshine, good news for the 3-day weekend, but dirty meaning there are going to be some disturbances like that one, and like there's a little one here. If we have a dirty ridge through the 3-day holiday weekend, what it means is it will be mild, but some areas, not all, but some areas will have showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon hours that you may have to work your way around if you're camping, barbecuing, boating, fishing, that type of thing. Of course, that's a week away, and we'll have all of next week to focus in on it. But it does look like after a cold, raw start to next week's weather, it starts to warm up and get more spring-like towards the end of the month and towards that big 3-day holiday period. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.